What's up, gamers? Feather Daddy back at it again with another gameplay commentary video for all you YouTube birds out there. Better enjoy, because today I'm bringing to you the brand new mid-scope reworked Rell. Wow, she's so fantastic. And fantastic she is. Today I streamed and I played a lot of Rell, literally all day long today. So much fun playing her. And there's so many people saying she's weak. I think this is delusional. I think she is so much stronger than before. I think the champion is very difficult to play with a really high skill floor, really high skill ceiling, and I just think people don't know how to play her because no one plays Rell, or has not anyway since her release. So I think new players are kind of jumping on the Rell train and trying to pick her up and play her, and I think they're struggling, and then I think they're calling her bad and blaming it on the mid scope, and I think it's just them. But anyway, so she got a massive hotfix buff today as well, and so I think she's actually quite strong, and I'm going to display that hopefully to you in this game. Should be a lot of fun. We got a Swain lane with double ignite, intentionally by the way, apparently, just so we can take out this Soraka. Should be interesting. So, definitely, in case you don't know what's going on with Rell, she got a mid-scope rework. Her E is now a brand new ability that increases the movement speed of herself and one ally, which is great for engaging, and now her stun from her old bind is now put on her Q and lasts for 3/4 of a second instead of 1 second, or instead of half a second, sorry. Got a little shocked by these guys. Don't we fight this, actually? I'm fairly sure we do fight this. Whoa. We're gonna have to target the Ezreal, aren't we? I think we are misled if we are targeting Soraka, my friends. Let's target Graves first. Yes, I believe I'm dead. I wanted to run back this way and then flash, but I was like, oh, I should stun and then do the flash, and yeah, we just died. I think that was extremely poor targeting from my teammates. I tried Wing the Graves, and then he flashed from it. Well, odd camera work because my cursor went off to the other monitor. Whoops-a-daisy. But yeah, that is not good. Not very good at all. Because they're targeting Soraka, but Soraka does not actually offer any healing in the level 1 because she does not start her W. Unless she did in this case, but I don't believe she did. Maybe she did, but usually they start Qs. By the way, I think we go in on this guy here, if I'm being honest. Even just like a short trade, if you can land. Oh, you actually have your Q. Alright, well then let's give this thing a shot here. Rell, now when she's dismounted, has extra attack range and extra attack speed, making her actually very good in these longer fights after dismounting. Which makes her feel a lot better. As you kind of just saw there. Instead of panicking and wanting to sack a bunch of abilities to remount as fast as possible, rip the Siege Man, instead, now you kind of just want to be tanky and want to fight long-term in these early game fights when you are dismounted, which feels a lot better. And I think the biggest reason as to why people think this Rell rework is bad is because I don't think they realize the new combo that Rell has, which is using her Q and then her W, not W and then Q. But previously, Rell could only use her W and then Q, but now you can do this combo. Let me show you this here if I can. I'm a little far back, I don't think I can. But your Q stun lasts just long enough versus a target that has no tenacity that you can use your Q and then combo your W out of the Q stun. Which is incredible. Because it means even champions like Ezreal, who have Arcane Shift to be able to dodge your W normally, can no longer dodge it. Oh, I'm going to take that. And obviously the very traditional combo there works very well too. The W and the Q still works great, but obviously the Q into W is much more consistent and changes the CC almost perfectly for you, which is fantastic. Nice, this is looking like a pretty dominant lane here. I think Graves is going to pass through and go to this bottom scuttle. I almost want to see if we can kind of contest that a little bit by shoving this wave really quickly with our Relic Shield, and then going to check out the, oh, maybe he's checking out the red buff from my teammate, because apparently he has double the camps of my jungler. Fascinating. Well, let me go and check this out just to make sure. Yeah, he looks okay. It looks like he did end up going for the bottom scuttle, as I kind of suspected initially. That's okay. I kind of want to sit in the river here, a bit of a human ward. Oh, yeah, actually, he's not on the scuttle either. Just because in case he was here, I wanted to make sure we saw him with our face. Did lose a Siege Man for that. Doesn't really feel that great, but I mean, if the jungler did end up going into my jungle, important to kind of ditch my wave and ditch whatever I think is important to help out my teammate. Jungle is by far the most important role in the entire game, even in metas that are surrounding around ADCs like it is currently. Jungle's still the most important role. Most ADCs can only really get ahead in the first place if their jungler comes bot lane and allows them to. So very, very important that you're always playing around your jungle, because that is the role that matters the most by a long shot, just by design. Let me see if I can roam towards mid lane here. Fortunately, kind of walking through a bit of a scuttle crab, but it's not the end of the world, for this may work anyways. Looks like I may have to run here. Yeah, let's use W over this wall if I can help it. Oh, I don't think I can, so I'm just going to do that normally. Good ignite. Almost have my Q stun up here. I'll ignite him again if I can help it. Nice, there we go. Another ignite. There's Sway and I comboing the ignites. Very nice, just to make sure the Soraka can't get that much healing off. Nice job, buddy. A little risky. Could have died there, but decently calculated play, so well done. So normally this is when I would go for Lucidity boots, but now instead we're going to opt in for those defensive boots, because as I kind of said, Rell does not really mind being dismounted nearly as much anymore as she used to be. Before she felt very, very bad in dismount, but now with this mid-scope rework, the slow in her dismounted form is less. She gains 2% more bonus armor and magic resist than before. She gains extra attack speed and extra attack range when she's dismounted. So a lot of bonuses for Rell now when she's in her dismounted form, and you have much more of a reason to stay in there and keep fighting in the early game, which feels fantastic. I'm gonna run up here and help shove this next wave and try to make Ezreal miss some of this this CS. Just gonna W these like so. We'll Q here, beautiful. Using our Relic Shield stacks and our AoE abilities as kind of much as we can, help shove this. No, not the Q, doesn't really deal that much damage, so I'm not really that concerned. And this is very important. We're going to give Swain the solo plate here, so we're going to make sure that all that gold gets funneled into him, because as a support, we do not need the gold to carry games. We just need to utilize our high-impact kits appropriately, usually because it's either CC or utility, both of which are very, very useful regardless of whether or not you have items. So important to funnel the gold into those item-reliant champions. And let me show you this QW combo I've been talking about. Just like that. I think we're going to make our lead. You can see I get quite quick there, even when I'm dismounted using my new E as well. He's got 12 stacks of Conqueror. If we can help it, we'd like to actually wait that out before we take any sort of extra fight. I'm actually going to remount here because, unlike old Rell, where a lot of the emphasis was actually put into mount up, being really strong with it being an empowered auto attack. Unfortunately, I didn't have Crash Down for that. I really like it if I didn't have to tank all of that, but my Swain has no interest in helping me. Yeah. Do get the stun off there. Oh, seems there's 4 people bot lane, so we are most definitely dead. Ooh. 1,000 years bad luck if you kill me, Azir. 1,000 years. Ooh. 1,000 years bad luck, Azir. 1,000 years. If I was able to get my Q stun off there, I actually would have auto-attacked him and then ignited him and he would have died. But the ignite on its own would not have done much to kill the Azir. It's too much HP. Plus, obviously, if we ended up killing the guy and we claimed that very big bounty, that actually would be potentially a negative thing for us, seeing as, once again, we are a support and we want to funnel that gold, and we would be taking a pretty large bounty that we would kind of need to come back in this game and putting it on ourselves, which wouldn't really do a whole lot. In this case, we're going to go for the very standard Evan Shroud, an item that definitely gets, you know, underestimated a lot of the time. I think it works very, very nicely on Rell, seeing as you kind of want to all-in and kill people. In this case, I think it holds extra value because this is going to help us kind of burst through that extra Soraka healing that she has. On my way to help you. Nice stun, buddy. On my way to help you, Mr. Quantum. Let's give him that extra movement speed, and also myself the movement speed. Hopefully I can help catch up. Maokai might have his W up relatively soon. Let's see if he can land it. If he can WQ, then I can definitely get a crash down here. Ooh, uh-oh. I might have mucked it. Oh, maybe I can land a Q here. Boom, a nice 2-man. Ooh, did get the ignite off. Might have been a little excessive on the ignite, but that's a-okay. Actually, if Vigar's a stun, this guy's looking for quite toast as well. Let's get rid of this Squire's Blooms, and they can't use that. Let me see the Graves. Very nice. Well done, gang. Bit of a kind of just little roam up towards the top side of the map. I was expecting maybe more of a Rift Herald play, or maybe just saving the Vigar, but that ended up working quite nicely. I actually might do the exact same thing again here and rotate back up. Just because I am worried about that Rift Herald, and their jungler is actually not very far ahead. He's actually pretty far behind, all things considered. Both junglers not doing very hot this game. Uh-oh. Oh, but apparently their jungler will still do a little bit better than mine. As per is what feels like the rule of League of Legends. Anyways, back down to bot lane I go, seeing as my jungler is dead, and there's no reason for me to go towards Rift Herald because my jungler's dead. So we're not really going to be able to contest that at all, so we're going to kind of concede that to them, and maybe we'll see if we can kind of make this work. Really, unfortunately, my Swain ended up just using his E on what kind of felt like nothing there. So instead of me being able to jump on the Soraka there, and then he follows up, and then we kind of kill her, he kind of just uses E, so then all of his follow-up is pretty gone, because it's a really important spell. And now she's level 6, and we are not. Generally, you do not want to take a trade if this is the case. He really wants to go, and we can attempt this. We'll use the QW combo to land it on Ezreal, if we can. Unfortunately, I messed up, and he's going to buffer that, and I might just die now. I don't, actually. And he is in there. He's healing up quite a lot, actually. Holy moly. It's a dead guy. Oh, I need to be careful. Speed him up a little bit. Oh, well done, my friend. Cutting it a little bit close, but call it calculated, I suppose. Obviously, Swain's ult looking very strong in these scenarios. That these fights go on for a very long time, and they just lack the burst due to having an enchanter bot lane, so that is wonderful. I am very skeptical about remaining this far up. I might greed and use my last relic shield stack here, or not my last one, but my only one, to kill the siege minion, and then we are going to make our leave right away. Because we are definitely greeding. Oh, he gets the phase rush because he ended up buffering his Q there as the Azir knocked him away. So he still got that last hit and still got to phase rush away. Well done. Oh, apparently my Jace is just a bully. Stop it. Stop the bullying, Jace. Except actually he's on my team, so that sounds excellent to me. Having a Jace who is generally quite weak in the early game do very well and is up 2 levels and 3 kills, or really 2 kills on the guy, and 30 CS, I feel very positive about that, even though I feel like our jungler has 35 CS and is very lacking at this point. Oh my goodness, that is a Graves. I don't really think we can do a whole lot to punish this. So I'm actually going to Blast Cone into the river and avoid this ward here. I'm going to see if I can go behind the Ezreal and we can force a kill on this guy before they show up. Looks like he must have barely seen me on the map, so he's not going to fall for that. And we should probably back off here because the Soraka and the Graves are going to be heading down. I could have alternately also crashed down over this wall here and then control warded this, but also then just a dead giveaway that there's a person there because the control ward appears, so wasn't really a huge fan. We should respect this. We are down a person even though we have Swain ult. This is generally a thing we should just kind of play safe with. I have one ward almost here as my quest is going to naturally complete from the gold I get per 10 seconds. Beautiful, so I want to place that down there just to kind of make sure. Ooh, but I do want this siege minion first. Yummy. Very likely Dragon is just now just forfeit, unfortunately, because our jungler once again is kind of just dying and getting bullied. Even though we have a top laner who's bullying their top laner, not nearly as important as their jungler bullying our jungler, so they definitely are still distinctly in the advantage. Just because a good jungler and a winning jungler will just kind of end up giving you advantage over the whole map, whereas, yeah, it's cool that my Jace is whooping ass in the top lane, but unfortunately, he's not really going to win us any battles in the bottom lane currently, so... Oh, Soraka actually ran into that. I can combo this very nicely. I can speed up the Swainer using the E. Perhaps I should have used ult. Oh boy. Well, this is not good. It seems their Graves is running away with the entire match. Yeah. That's pretty disappointing. I was about 1 second off on having my W to WR that and really combo with the Swain, and I'm not going to flash R that. Just won't really do a whole lot. It does pull, and that'll briefly mess with them and what they're trying to cast or do. But, yeah. It's looking pretty not good. So, we got the Evan Shroud here. Very nice. Swain seems to be a little upset about the Ivern ban. I can't really blame him. He did ask in Champ Select to have Graves banned. And, yeah, someone did opt in for an Ivern ban instead. Don't really recollect who, but... yeah. My jungler, who is currently down 2 levels and many CS, And much map impact is currently saying it's not an issue. I think it might be a bit of an issue, but that's neither here nor there. It is still a very winnable match if we just kind of keep our head together. Unfortunately, because they're getting Merc Treads, I can't use my QW combo on Graves or Azir, because the CC on my Q will not last long enough to get the CC on my W off afterwards. So I'm going to stick to more traditional combos. And even in general, even though we've been talking about the new combo being Q into W on Rell, and that is very, very strong, because it means you can kind of fish for engages safely from a range, unlike before on Rell, where you'd have to force the engage with your W and fish for engages with your body, which is really, really dangerous. And a lot of times, like, it would get you killed. Now, like I said, you can fish for it from a range, much, much safer. But in the mid to late game, obviously, we still very much have the same general strategy as before. We still go for flash WRs, and then we use the Q to follow up with that afterwards. Kind of hoping Swain would walk up this way to try and jump on that Soraka, but that's okay. Gonna replace down that ward there. She may sweep another time, but I'm almost debating wanting to go and hover the Jace, because I think at some point they will want to start sending several people to kill the Jace, because he is very overextended, and Jace is just a very vulnerable champion. So actually, instead of playing around the Swain, which will obviously have a hard time kind of playing around, because the people will be versing when we're playing around our Swain will be their bot lane, which is very, very safe because of Soraka and Ezreal's mobility and cleanse and such. I think maybe instead I'm going to start hovering the Jace and kind of start identifying him as our win condition, even though obviously the Swain is very strong too. Gonna sweep this just to make sure they don't see us coming. I do still have Ignite. Oh, wow. Well, that's most definitely warded then. Kind of a dangerous TP. I'm hoping they don't... I mean, I can't imagine they would know we are here. But yeah, they most definitely get the Rift Herald, and that is a mob Malmortius, and yeah, a lot of magic resist because our team comp is very little in terms of... Ooh, kind of missed the W there. Still getting a little bit used to the W having a bit lower range, but that's A-okay. Seems like we are going to die here, I believe. Probably could have told you that. Just because we are behind them. We kind of knew they were all in there. Probably not the smartest play in the whole wide world, but my life for a kill for the Jace is probably worth it, considering he is our win con and our solo AD for the team. So honestly, not even that bad. Ping that ward for that 5 gold and get that ward timer. I just think he's still going to die despite flashing, and my hunch would actually be correct. I think Jace is also dead here, unfortunately. Yep, he's going to die. Ooh, he's going for the burst. Unfortunately, that is a Soraka. She kind of counters that whole thing. They do have quite a bit of healing, obviously, so we're going to go for the Bramble Vest here. I'll wait the 14 gold, so make sure I don't go in debt for a Bramble Vest. Yeah, unfortunately, I've had a lot of games lately on stream, or offline, just in general, where I feel like it's just jungle. And really, this game, I think, was more so the Azir than the jungler as the early game. Okay. Not really as much impact from their jungler in the early game, but definitely invading our jungle and bullying him like crazy. A couple times where we ended up pivoting over to try and help him and make sure that he was safe. And yeah, just not really enough. Unfortunately, once again, jungle is way too crucial in this meta, and so their jungler was better than ours, so it's kind of just it, really. A support can impact a match a lot, but most of the time they impact the match by either keeping an ADC alive or by playing around the jungle and making plays. But if my jungle's losing before I really even have an opportunity to be able to play around them, well then I can't do anything. Because if I'm playing around a losing person, then we're still going to lose regardless. And I can't really play around my ADC if my jungler doesn't come bot lane, because bot lane's a naturally very defensive lane with a support who's trying to keep the ADC alive. So in the event that we have a losing jungler who can't then come bot lane and help us get a lead, then I can play around my ADC. Well, then we can't play around our ADC that much either, because then what if their jungler comes bot lane and then kills us? And not really a whole lot we can do there either. Even, like I was saying earlier, even in an ADC meta, it does very, very much feel like it is still almost entirely dictated by the jungler and where they path and if they're winning or not. This could be a 1k for Jace. This could be very, very good for us. I'm actually going to ult for this. Maybe a bit overkill, but this is a 1k bounty. This is very, very important that we get this. So I want to make sure we killed that guy, just in case he went for some sort of flash and then WEQ thing to play it safe. I'm probably going to stop playing around my Swain now. I've been generally following this guy around. I'm actually going to wait here just about 10 gold for a control ward here. Some of you may be asking, why am I not using my futures market then if I'm waiting like 10, 15 gold? Generally, it's not worth it to wait that much gold. I would say if you're waiting like 50 or more gold, maybe like 40, then that's when I would start using futures market. Unless it's like a really crucial scenario, I need to get the Baron right away, then for like 20 or 30 gold, maybe. Depends on the item you're getting, obviously. Completed item, absolutely, right? We'll speed up the Maokai here. For a control ward, oh, you know, maybe not as much. I should not be trying to play around my Maokai. He's proven himself to be a non-factor, I think, in this match. So, I do think we need to find the Jace and play around this man. If you could save the Siege Minion for me, I'd really appreciate that. Well, I'll try again in another 10 years. Because happy 10-year anniversary for Relic Shield. Really, it's more like 10.5 years now, but happy 10-year anniversary to Relic Shield. Still forgotten every single match, but of course, that's besides the point. He'll place down 2 words on top of each other there. Oh, they kind of moved a little bit. We do lose this, but maybe he gets the steal. Nah, good try, Jace. Oh, he is going for that. Oh, and unfortunately, that looks like I just creeped. So let me explain what happened there. As I went to flash WR to back up the Swain's suicidal play, unfortunately, I ended up flashing into a Soraka silence that was meant for the Swain. So because of that, I ended up just flashing, and then I couldn't do anything. And then by the time I walked out of it, I was more or less just dead and didn't really want to invest the ultimate, because at that point, it was just too late. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. We did quite well bot lane. Swain was doing quite well. Even though we did well, unfortunately, just... and this, also the Jace did very, very well as well. Just kind of came down to jungle once again, and that's just kind of how the meta goes now and pretty much for the last, like, 4 years. Yeah. That's quite the Maokai ult. I don't really know if that does anything, though. I'm just going to solo out this guy. This is practically worthless, if I'm being honest, but I do think the game is probably just over, and so maybe getting one pick can maybe stop them from doing that. Oh, he Arcane shifted in there. Ooh, nice. Nice job, Jace. 2 bigger bounties for Jace there. Unfortunately, he's doing a lot of shopping. I think we can do a little more defending than shopping right now. So on the quicker side, if you could, Jace. It's a lot of damage there. There we go. I believe in miracles. We'll see. Oh, a little off on that. It's okay though. The Swain is still a bit of a threat, bit of a force to be reckoned with, and obviously so is the Jace. After our honestly, instead of going for Thornmail completely, even though it gives me great stats, I may actually be well advised to go for a Knight's Vow after getting my Bramble Vest, because it already gives me a 40% Grievous, so this still gives me a 40% Grievous, so I could actually go for Knight's Vow instead. I think I actually... actually, no, I don't have convenient gold for it. If I had 650 gold, I don't really want to go in debt for Lifewell Pendant, then I might have gone for a Knight's Vow instead, just to be able to kind of keep Graves... not Graves. Keep Jace more alive. Make sure he doesn't get bursted down, or even just do it on the Swain, because he's hitting so many people that then it would heal me a lot from the ticks of damage he's doing, and then also obviously help keep him alive when he's healing over time. But unfortunately, yeah, open Nexus. We are down 10 turrets. We only have 1 left. This is practically as grim as it gets, actually. Almost there. If we had the triple inhibitors, that would be the next worst thing. Make sure to ping those words with that 5 gold. Free money. Globally. Plus, if you're waiting for money, it's a really good thing to do. Wow, we can speed up the Swain there a little bit. Ooh, got a nice stun on the Azir there. Can we finish the job? Ooh, not quite. He does flash out, and the Jace is dead. Well. It seems we've reached our end, haven't we? Well, there's another match. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. One of these days, I'll make sure to get a win, yeah? Just for you guys. So, hope you guys have a lovely evening. Take care. Stay classy, San Diego. Mwah. Bye-bye, bro.